Hello guys, welcome back to another stream with FC RAMSAY, and here we are having the watch along of the Serie A, the top first and the third position where Napoli is going to take on Atalanta. And this Antonio Conte, he is doing miracles at Napoli with the star-studded team, the likes of Kvaratskhelia, Lukaku, Politano, McTominay, as well as the likes of Gilmore and Anguissa in the midfields. So McTominay from Manchester United moved to Napoli this summer, and he is doing those miracles which wasn't that expected. And yes, Meret as well as Rahmani from the centre backs of Napoli are doing those good, and Napoli are 3 points clear in the table of the Serie A table. Napoli are at the top with 25 points, and they are 4 points ahead of Inter Milan. Inter is at the second position. Simone Inzaghi must be having those worries this season because Inter is 4 points lagging against Antonio Conte's Napoli, whereas Juventus, they are doing their job with their new manager Thiago Motta on control. But yes, Gasperini, the underdogs of the Serie A, who does the miracle every now and then, they are associated at the number fourth position with 19 points. Yes, there is a 6 point difference between Napoli and Atlanta, but this is definitely going to be a huge watch this game. So here the teams, the lineups are all underway, and if Napoli with the likes of Lukaku, who is scoring, can you believe that Lukaku is scoring at Napoli at this age, this player, and Kvaratskhelia from Georgia with the likes of Politano on the wings can get some kind of victory against Atlanta. This will be a huge watch because the likes of Lookman and Ketelare in the forwards, as well as Pasalic. But yes, Deroon and Ederson, the box-to-box midfields from Atlanta, Gasperini has chosen. Talking about the injuries of the teams, Calvini and Scamacca, both of these players from Atlanta are injured and they are not making their mark in this game. Whereas Lobotka, the defensive midfields, the orchestrating player from Napoli, is also injured. So yes, some sort of aggressions can be seen from Atlanta because Napoli is not having their elite defensive midfields of Lobotka. But yes, the likes of Lobotka coming back is very soon, and he is some kind of muscle injury. And in the last 5 matches, Napoli have scored 9 goals and have won their last 6 matches. That is huge. And Napoli won against Milan, Lecce, Empoli, Como, as well as Monza in the previous 5 games. Whereas Atlanta had win over Monza as well as Hellas Verona, Venezia as well as Genoa. But yes, they had a draw against Celtic. But yes, considering that match, it was the Champions League which they are playing. But yes, Antonio Conte at Napoli, he is doing those miracles and anything can happen. So within a few minutes, the match is going to start and the players are just waiting for those moments. This is definitely the like of it. Just have a minute over here where I can share those links for you. And yes, those of you who want to watch it, it is available on the website GXR, where you can go and have those watch alongs. The match is live and you can definitely get those links for watching it. Yes, the game has started. They are having that formation of 4-3-3 Napoli in this game, whereas 3-4-1-2 from Atlanta. That will be a good watch. The men in black are Atlanta, and the men in the yellow jersey are Napoli. So yes, just let me change the stream settings so that you guys can get a look of the lineups. And here it is, guys. Yes, it is the lineup of Atlanta facing Napoli. This is the lineup. What do you guys think that who is going to get those winning edges in this game? Yes, there are the list of watch alongs for today where we will be having those streams, the likes of Atletico Madrid and Las Palmas from the Serie A, as well as Tottenham and Aston Villa in the Premier League. But the epic clash of tonight is that of Manchester United facing Chelsea at Old Trafford, and that is Rune van Nistelrooy going to take on. He has already his first game with the Old Traffords being the sole manager of the team, and yes, Ruben Amorim is going to join the likes of the Old Traffords. But under Ineos, do you think that Ruben Amorim is the manager who is going to take the reins? And at Old Trafford, he is going to make those miracles. That is definitely a good watch, and we will be having a video of that tomorrow morning. Do have a watch of that also. So yes, just let me have a Q&A over to the chat. Who is the big dog of Serie A? Who is the big dog of Serie A this season? Yes, guys, that is a Q&A. It has been put up in the chat. And yes, those of you who are watching the stream can get those Q&A on the chat on the top right corner of the stream. Let me just focus on this game which is going on. Looking at Lukaku playing at Napoli and he is performing, it is some sort of miracles which his previous clubs, the likes of Roma, Chelsea, might not be expecting him to do, but he is performing, guys. He is doing those jobs too good. That is Antonio Conte. He is standing close to the lines, giving some instructions to Napoli. Lukaku is there with the number jersey 11. Napoli are the players with that is Kvaratskhelia. He is on the edge of the box trying to just get a cut in. The men in black are Napoli and the men in yellow are the Gasperini, the Sly Fox of the Serie A. Lookman is chasing for that ball. He is against Di Lorenzo. Lukaku is trying to put some strength to the defenders, but will that be enough? Yes, Atlanta is stuck to their 3-4-2-1 and they are staying a bit in their defensive aspects. So yes, not a defensive high lineup for both the teams so far. In the first 6 minutes of the gameplay, ball is in possession of Lookman. Lookman and Rigeri with the likes of Ederson. Ederson is the player who did that good game in the Super Cup. That was a big clash between Leverkusen, where Xabi Alonso's men were thrashed by 3 goals victory from the men of Gasperini. Atalanta had a good stint in that game in August. That was Di Cataleria close to the box, but he didn't get a chance to shoot at the goal. So yes, rigorous defending is being seen by Atlanta in their defense. But yes, the stats of this match is that it is quite evident from the Serie A table that Napoli hasn't yet faced a defeat. I mean, the fixtures where Napoli are doing so good, and as Antonio Conte has just taken in charge of Napoli, they hasn't lost a single game. That is a huge aspect. Starting from August 26, they have played 11 games, won 8, drawn 2, and just a single loss that was in the early stage of the Serie A. That is a huge job Antonio Conte is doing. Paulo Fonesca from AC Milan as well as Juventus from Thiago Motta will be having those tough competitions. And yes, Antonio's special build-up is that they are not going to give those counters, especially because they are happy to sacrifice their ball before striking ruthlessly on those counters. This is what is Napoli doing this season, and they are looking too good despite having so many stars in their first lineup. Ederson is playing a bit deep, trying for those build-ups. He is looking for Lookman. Can Lookman make a turn out of here? And that is a scoring opportunity, but no one was there inside the box. That is the first goal. Dang! It is Atlanta on the score sheets, and they are so early. It is Lookman who has scored. Gasperini's men has done their job in the first half. It is Lookman who has scored. Just have a look at that goal. It was so efficient, and there was a cross earlier. Lookman gave that, and that was a left wing cross. It was there was some kind of interception, but yes, Lookman is that fox in the box moment where he was staying unmarked. He got that chance. Was that a header from Keteliare? Yes. So will that be a assist from Keteliare? Atlanta has scored, guys. Conte's men have to worry against Gasperini because yes, he is having those abilities to turn any team down at any moment. Gasperini is that efficient, and he is having those tricks and tips on his fingertips. In just 10 minutes of gameplay, that is Atlanta who has scored by the virtue of Lookman. That is Lukaku. Damn, the ball hits the post. What is going on in this Serie A? That was Politano hitting. No, that wasn't Politano. It was McTominay who got a chance. Just look at that strike. Oh God, anything is going to happen at Serie A, but who are the big dogs of football is quite evident from here. McTominay just had a shot and it was straight within just 30 seconds of gameplay. After Napoli conceding, they had a chance and that shot just hits the far post. It was a tough job. It was a tough job for Kalmeshi to save that. But yes, unfortunately, that strike hits the post. Serie A is on fire, guys. Serie A is on fire. Believe me, Serie A is, they are the big dogs of football and they can just humiliate any team. So yes, Luca Peracassi is on the watch. And yes, Napoli are down by first goal and they have to go for those comebacks. Merit has to do that job too good not to concede any more goals. That is McTominay. He is speeding away. But yes, Ederson gets that interception. The likes of Ederson and Pasalic with D Rune in the midfields. This is definitely a good midfield build up as well as from the defensive aspects. That is a corner. Atlanta will be looking to, I mean, Napoli would be looking to score from this aspect. They have got the likes of Lukaku for those headers. Damn, it was straight to Di Lorenzo. Anguissa is trying to get some kind of interceptions, some blocks to it. So, who are better in the Serie A? Is it the Atlanta or the Napoli? And yes, this game it is being played on the home ground of Napoli, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, the legendary Maradona, who just had some kind of uprisings with Napoli in his prime, though he wasn't there much of those years, but he did those job too good. That is Anguissa on the screen. Antonio Conte down by one goal in the Serie A. This is the first time of this season where they are down by one goal in just 10 minutes of gameplay. So early in this game for the Serie A. Anguissa trying to find Di Lorenzo, but no. Anguissa goes for Politano. That is Gilmore staying at the defensive midfields. Kvaratskhelia on his midfield prowl, but there was a block. Yes, Napoli are not having their elite player Lobotka in the squad. He is under some kind of injury. But yes, Pasalic is doing that job in the midfields. He is creating those interceptions in the passes in the midfields against Napoli. Just look at Lukaku. He is still playing. Romelu Lukaku. Lukaka is a great player, but yes, he hasn't got those opportunities. He really needs to come back. Oliveira finding Kvaratskhelia on the left wings. That is Oliveira. Can he get that cross? Yes, the referee says that was again a chance for McTominay. But no, the ball was out for a goal kick. So that is the number 17 Oliveira who just dragged to the left wings for Napoli trying to give those corners. McTominay, Kvaratskhelia as well as Oliveira, they are staying on the left part of the field for Napoli, whereas Di Lorenzo and Anguissa as well as Politano staying to the right part of the field for Napoli. Atlanta has got Karinski in their goalkeeper position. Di Lorenzo is one of the fastest right backs. I mean, he is definitely doing good. So, what has Antonio Conte in store for this game? Will this be his loss against Atlanta or Atlanta going for a clean sweep of this game? Kvaratskhelia tries to change the wing to the right wings. Yes, that is, he has got it right. It's Politano on the right wings. Anguissa with that touch inside the box, but no, he has got that position back. That is back for Politano again on the right wings. Politano trying to cut in. It's McTominay. McTominay got that block. Anguissa again with that challenge. But yes, the referee has blown the whistle. Atlanta are playing good, man. They are going for those aggressive press against Napoli. This game is definitely going to prove that who is the big dog of the Serie A. And yes, there is an Q&A over to their chat. Do comment on it that who do you think are the big dog of Serie A this season? Is it Antonio Conte's Napoli, Thiago Motta's Juventus? Is it the Paulo Foresca from AC Milan? Or that is the Gasperini, the age-old fox in the Serie A from Atlanta? Di Lorenzo trying to get some build-up. Di Lorenzo has found with that cross to Politano, but that was a bit late. Oliveira with that challenge. The whole of the Napoli team, they are looking under some kind of bit regression, whereas Atlanta is on that challenge which they do quite often. I mean, the job of Ederson and Requeri in the midfields, but yeah, Spacalik is staying a bit down from Atlanta. Oliveira is the man who, from the left wings of Napoli, is just creating those obstacles, especially for Zappacosta. And yes, Zappacosta needs to move a bit high. Already 20 minutes of gameplay, just there were two scoring opportunities for Napoli and one from Atlanta, and Atlanta has done their job with the likes of Lookman so good in this game. The men in black are doing those back passes. Just look at this formation from the center backs. They are trying to just evade away to the wings from the midfields. Napoli are trying to find some build up from the midfields, but the pressing of the Atlanta players from the midfields is looking too good. That was Zapacosta from the right wings for those turns. But yes, that part of the field is under the shadow of the stadium, and it is some kind of camouflage which is looking for the players, because yes, most part of the field is under sunlight, and that part of the penalty box where there is shadow falling on the ground, there must be some kind of camouflage for the goalkeeper as well as the players to get those defensive aspects good. Lookman with his position, he has found Ketelere, but Ketelere turns to get a shot to the goal, but that was some interception. Lukaku, damn, look at Lukaku. He is such a great player, but he has some moves which needs to be just evaluated. Lukaku is a huge player. Ederson in the midfield. That is McTominay again. Ball is in position of Atlanta. Lookman has just moved inside the box. That was a scoring opportunity for Pasalic. He was inside that box trying for those left footers, but couldn't get a good touch to it. Lookman, just look at his dribbling and his balance. He is carrying that ball from those left midfields into the edge of the box so efficiently. Di Lorenzo is moving on with that ball, trying to find Politano. But yes, that is a back pass. Yes, Napoli are doing, and their defensive aspects of Bogimoro as well as Rahmani, they are looking decent in their build-ups. With the likes of Oliveira and Di Lorenzo from the right backs as well as the left backs, can Atlanta get those scoring opportunities again? Or is it Napoli going for those equalizer? Lookman being challenged by Di Lorenzo, and that is a foul. So yes, Lookman is not going against Di Lorenzo, but Lookman is trying those against Rahmani where he can get those edges. So a fight between Di Lorenzo and Lookman, and here Zappacosta going against Oliveira. It will be a good watch of this game. But yes, Kvaratskhelia on the other hand, he is not making those moves from the left wings because Dimitri as well as Dirun are marking him too good. Zappacosta with that throw. Both Zappacosta as well as Kvaratskhelia are with the jersey number 77 on this game. McTominay speeding away. He is trying to find Kvaratskhelia. He has got Kvaratskhelia is moving in. He has got Anguissa. Anguissa with that midfield kick, but that was a block to that shot. Rahmani with the centre back giving that to Bumgeno. Di Lorenzo, Anguissa. Anguissa has God, that was Politano with that wing. But Politano is every time trying to cut in. He is not making his moves from the winger's position. I mean, just look at this game. It is going too good. That is Lookman again from the left wings. Both Di Lorenzo as well as Dimitri are there to give him a block. I mean, that was Rahmani. Ederson on the midfield. Atlanta again with Lookman on the left wings on the edge of the box. Ederson again. So yes, this is the shape which Atlanta is going to keep for the rest of the game, because yes, in this they are having those defensive as well as offensive aspects clear against Napoli. Catellare, he was on AC Milan the previous season, but yes, I mean 2 years back he was at AC Milan, but he has made his move to Atlanta under Gasperini. Talking about the Italian aspects, Di Lorenzo is there as well as Politano is there in the Italian squad from both of these teams, whereas the likes of Zappacosta and Ruggeri are a bit low, where they have been seen coming on and off. Peterson back to Hain, that is Kolasinac. Lukaku was one on one against Hain, but yes, Hain is man marking Lukaku too good. This challenge also Lukaku against Hain, can he get a score out of it? Will be a good watch also. And yes, guys, those of you who are watching this stream, do give us that like and support. Your support definitely gives a lot of boost to us. The Stadio Armando Stadium is doing their fans going for those support. That is Lukaku on the prowl, but there is the defensive aspect where Lukaku is being man marked by Hen too good. Lookman again. Damn, look at that shot from Lookman. What was that? Lookman is on fire. He just scored on the verge of the 10th minute, and again in this 30th minute, look at Lookman again. He is back on the scoring sheet, and what a boom shot that was from Lookman. I told you guys that Atlanta under Gasperini, they can just uphold any of the big teams in the world, and they are capable of doing that. Yes, they had that superior gameplay against Leverkusen's Xavi Alonso, but against Real Madrid in the Super Cup, they couldn't get those edges. They were just outperformed by the talent of the Los Blancos. But here Again, look at Lookman. Single-handedly, he is destroying Antonio Conte's Napoli, and that second goal, oof, damn, that goal was something special. He was just looking down to the ground. He was not even looking at the goalkeeping positions. That was something miracle from Lookman. So yes, Lookman has done his job. That is a huge scoring which they have got against Anthony Conte, and against Conte, Atlanta up by 2 goals in 30 minutes. This is the first time this season we are witnessing this where Anthony Conte is down by 2 goals in just 30 minutes. Ederson, he has found Lookman. Ederson back to the center of the box trying to get a cut. Kettelare again with that shot. Atlanta is penetrating Napoli like anything in this game. That was a handball from Di Lorenzo, I guess. That is a handball, I guess. Referee is consoling Kettelare, but what was that? But yes, that hand from Di Lorenzo was close to his body, so that wasn't given a handball inside the box. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty and it would have been a straight third goal which Atlanta would have got so early in the first half. They are already up by 2 goals. Di Lorenzo, Di Lorenzo and Oliveira both are doing their job good, but it is that Lookman who is destroying because he has those fox in the box abilities as well as from the SS positions outside the edge of the box. He gets his right footer so good. All credits to Atlanta. I mean, in the first half so far, in just 33 minutes, they have got those 2 goals. It is Catellare. He was trying to find Zappacosta, but yes, Zappacosta is staying a bit down because there is the likes of Kvaratskhelia who will be going for those counters. Anguissa again, that it's Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia is just changing his positions. He is playing a bit central to those attacking midfields because against Zappacosta he is not getting those moves from the wings. Anguissa again, Anguissa and Politano creating some kind of moment for Nepal, but the Atlanta defense is looking rock solid with the likes of Hen, Demistri as well as Kosliani. It is Lukman again. He has got the likes of Keteliare, Ederson close to him. Lukman staying on the left wings, passing to Ederson. Atlanta not looking in that mood for those fast counters because they have got those 2 goals so early, so they are staying down with the position. Zappacosta, he is again Oliveira and Kvaratskhelia for those covers. Zappacosta is really doing that job of preventing Kvaratskhelia as well as Oliveira to make those left wing movements. But yes, Ruggeri has to go for those lookman. Ruggeri stays a bit deep, whereas Ederson is moving high up, creating those box to box passes for Atlanta. Atlanta having the position, change of passes on their center backs. So yes, this is the game where Atlanta is just creating those humiliation moments for Napoli under Antonio Conte, who has just got a single loss out of their 9 games in the Serie A. That is Lukaku one on one against Hain. But yes, that was a clearance from Carnessi, who is the big dog. Yes, Atlanta is definitely that team. They can just undermine any team in this world, and the Serie A dogs own this to Gasperini for a long time. That is McTominay, Lukaku on the edge of the box. Anguissa, he is going for Politano. Yes, he has. He has found Lukaku. Lukaku trying to get that left footer. Look at that defending from him. This player is doing his job too good against Lukaku. Lukaku is being denied any kind of scoring opportunity. I mean, Isaac Hen, this Swedish player, he is of age 25, playing at the centre backs from Atlanta, and aerial duels he has won almost all of the times, whereas his defensive aspects is staying too strong. He is the player who is from January this year at Atlanta. He was at Hellas Verona the previous season. And yes, from the academy, if you are talking about, he is from the Westerlund's IF Academy in his juniors. But this Swedish guy is playing too good. Sweden has got Victor Gyökeres as well, but this centre back is definitely doing that job too good. So that is the score sheet where Atlanta is up by 2 goals against Napoli, and both of the goals from Lookman so early is creating those moments where Gasperini must not be having any type of worries for his team. Is there any kind of scoring opportunity which Napoli are going to get in the first half? Politano with that left footer cross from the left wings, but that was not just enough. That is Lukaku. Will he get that? He has got a chest touch to it, but no Lukaku again. But Lukaku this season is scoring for Napoli. Just look at that time which Lukaku took. Damn, it was too much. Lukaku again. That is Hain against him, but that is Kvaratskhelia again trying to find Lukaku, but that was safe into the hands of Carnessi. Just look at that moment of Lukaku, what he was trying to get so much of space inside the box. You have to get those first touches quite good. Lukaku is taking a huge time in turning and receiving those balls. I mean, looking about these two players, one is Lookman from Atlanta, and another one that is Lukaku, who is playing at Napoli. I mean, the swiftness of both of these players, that was again a challenge where Atlanta were down to their box in defending, but yes, they have done it well. Ederson, that is De Ketelaere trying to find Lookman moving towards the left wings, but the ball is out for a throw, and that is Atlanta going to take it. Just look at how close Politano came with that pass to the just penalty box of Atlanta. But yes, that was just well defended. So yes, Hen is doing a good job against Lukaku so far in this game, and Atlanta must stick to their defensive aspects. Zappacosta receiving it, he is trying to find the likes. I mean, if Zappacosta do finds Ketelaere from those positions, I mean, in this first half, there is really no need for, because they have got those two comfort sheets. Lukaku again with that lazy heel. I mean, just the heel passes for Lukaku. He is also making those moves so damn lazy. That is Ruggieri who is going up. Ruggieri was trying to find the likes of Lookman on the left wings. But yes, that was a good block from Di Lorenzo at the end. There are some opportunities which Napoli has got inside the box, but then also there's those were not those big chances or opportunities which can be converted to goal. But yes, talking about Lukaku, he has got that ball in that open space, but it took a lot of time to just turn and get a shot to it. Napoli is trying to find something out of it in the first half. That is Kvaratskhelia. It is the first time he has got that ball. Damn, again, that was not looking good. This is the first time where Zappacosta was overpaced by Kvaratskhelia, and he was just not having those defensive aspects quite good. But in the end, Kvaratskhelia just couldn't make those moves quite good inside the box. To Jerry, to Lookman. Lookman again on those points where he loves to take those shots. Zappacosta again from De Ketelaere. Again, that is Zappacosta. Both Zappacosta as well as Kvaratskhelia are the number 77 jerseys for both the team, and they are doing against each other. That this is really a good view to have. So 45 minutes of gameplay in the first half is over and 1 minute of extra time being awarded. So no wastage of time in the first half by both the teams. Ketelare again moving. He has given to Zappacosta. Zappacosta is back to Ederson. Ederson to Lookman. Lookman is speeding away. Can Ederson? Yes, he has got to get a Larry. That is a header chance. Damn, that was the third goal opportunity. Was that Pesalic? What was that jersey number? Who was that? It was Dirun or Pesalic? Yes, it was Pesalic who was trying to get that header. It would have been the third goal. Yes, the referee has blown the whistle and this first half has come to end. What a moment this first half is having. This game is really looking too good. Atlanta has done their job for the first half. In the second half, they don't need to go for those fast moments which is not required, and doing this job is definitely going to create those opportunities straight for a win for Gasperini in this. So yes, some sort of substitutions required in the second half. I don't think so, because both the teams are doing their job too good. But the likes of Antonio Conte will be on the verge, because in the Italian lineup, just have a look at it. This aspect, guys. The table which is standing over here is that Napoli is under loss, and Atlanta, with this win, they will clinch to the second spot. Liverpool getting that first spot in the Premier League after the 10th match day. I mean, the 10th game week, after they got that clinched the first spot. And here Atlanta moving on to the second spot. They will be just 3 points behind Napoli. That will be a close thing to watch in the Serie A, whereas Inter still have got a game to play. They are at the number 3. So yes, the Serie A table is looking too good, because out of the 11 games, just look at the wins, where Napoli has got 8, Atlanta will get that 7th, Inter on one game behind are with 6 wins, Juventus under Thiago Motta with 5, Fiorentina with 5. So the 50% record for Serie A is starting from the 5th position. Look at this aspect, guys. Serie A is so competitive that if you are winning 50%, I mean, 5 games Fiorentina has won out of their 10 games. So a 50% chance winning probability will give them the 5th spot. That is huge. That is huge. But look at Lazio again. They have 6 wins, but yes, 1 draw and 3 losses. But the 7th position is starting again Milan with 50%. So yes, you can say that the 6th and the 7th positions are the Italian teams who have won 50% of their games. This is quite competitive, because the top 4 to 5 teams, they have won more than 50% of their games. This is definitely a huge watch. And in the Serie A, Napoli and Atlanta are facing. Atlanta, with this win clinching to the second spot, is also a good lookout to have. But talking about these two teams facing each to each, just look at here where Napoli has got 13 wins and Atlanta has also got their 13 wins. So both the teams are quite equal. I mean, the likes of Diego Armando Maradona from the likes of Napoli facing the likes of Gasperini's Atlanta, both have just equal number of wins, and there are 5 draws. So Atlanta got that win against Napoli in the Serie A in the previous game. But yes, Napoli won it again. Napoli twice. That was Napoli thrice. Napoli had straight wins against Atlanta for 4 games. Then it was Atlanta. So yes, very close fight which we are having between Napoli and Atlanta. And here we are watching the Italian super giants who are going to take this. Just look at the stats of this game. I mean, starting from the first, where Lukaku got that first shot, but it was a save and it wasn't that good to get a scoring opportunity. In the second, that was Lookman just 1 minute after that scoring. In the 10th minute, it was a goal, and what was a classic finish that was. Again on the 11th minute, McTominay got that shot from Napoli, but it hits the post. On the 17th minute, again McTominay got that opportunity, but it wasn't that good to score from that angle. But it was a miss. And Pasalic missing again on the 24th minute. Anguissa trying for those dream shots in the 26th minute also gets that blocked. Lookman on the 31st minute scoring that second goal. This second goal from Lookman, I mean, it was marvelous. I mean, how much do you appreciate this player? His performances, he is already on the verge of getting some good clubs if he is going to find out soon. But yes, he is going to stay with Gasperini with his team. Di Ketelaere again on the 33rd minute getting that shot. It was a miss. Lukaku 40th minute. That was a big mistake. He took that so much time to turn, so much time to get that shot converted. It was some kind of lazy moments for Lukaku. But yes, Lukaku this season has been scoring too good for Napoli. On the 46 minutes, on the verge of closing, that was Pesalic who got that miss. So this is all what happened in the first half. Napoli are maintaining that 46% possession. Atlanta are having that 54. But yes, total shot 5, only 2 shots on target by Atlanta, whereas Napoli managed to get one on target. And two of the opportunities which Atlanta got, they converted it so good. Not much of passes in the first half for both the teams, around about 225 and 269 passes. Not much accuracy in those passes as well. But yes, in their seconds and thirds, Atlanta is doing good and they are creating those build-ups very efficiently. No corners from Atlanta in this game, but yes, 2 corners being taken by Napoli. So this is all it is about this first half. There is a break going on and we will be back with our break also in just 1 minute. Do stay tuned to it, guys. This watch along, we will have too much to say and too much to do. So it is Napoli and Atlanta. This is the score line, which is definitely doing good. So yes, guys, do stay tuned to it. I will be just back in 1 minute. We have to take rest also because there are many watch alongs today with the likes of Atletico Madrid and Las Palmas. They will be facing today. And yes, Tottenham against Aston Villa. Can Tottenham get one more type of setback to the opposition in this game they have done so far against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, as well as the epic watch along of Manchester United facing Chelsea. But before that, there is also a game where Barcelona are going to Espanyol. I mean, but talking about Espanyol, they are having those relegation moments in La Liga this season. But then also watching Hansi Flick's Barcelona will be a delight. But the epic watch along will be that of Manchester United and Chelsea. This is the most appreciated game where the bookers as well as the damn that was no that was the preview of this game. Yes, so this game between Manchester United and Chelsea, most of the bookies will have some word to it and they are going to go for those moments. Do stay in tune to it, guys. We will be back in just 1 minute with that break. And yes, those of you who are watching it, do give us those like, those share, and those subscribe moments. It definitely gives us those boost from the morale which is needed. Stream settings is good. Stream health. Napoli and Atalanta over here. So that is a stunning Serie A leaders. I mean, Napoli, they have just led to that interval, but yes, Lookman's brace are killing them. Lookman's brace is killing them. There was some kind of opportunity which McTominay could have equalized, but yes, he couldn't get that converted. So yes, do stay tuned to it, guys. We will be just back with this aspect, and within just 1 minute, we will be back getting those opportunities, and we will find it in the next half that what is who is going to win it. So do stay tuned to it, guys. We'll be just back in 1 minute. Damn, the game has just started. 5 seconds we are late to the stream and the game has started. We are not going to miss any of it. Any kind of substitutions being made? No, no substitutions being made by both of the teams. And the second half has just started. But yes, that was looking like some kind of scoring opportunities for Kvaratskhelia, but he has missed it. So Kvaratskhelia making his early moves with those counters. Lukaku against Hane, trying to get those tackles converted, but no, that was a good tackle, and Lukaku is just waving at the crowd to get those moments. Hane is really doing that job too good. He is man marking Lukaku very good. But yes, Lukaku is making those lazy moves. That is Lookman again. He is there. He has got those chances. He will score it. Yes, it is. No, that was a touch. That was some sort of touch, and it was Meret who did that job of blocking that third goal opportunity for Lookman, who was close to his hat trick. Just a bit of height to that shot would have just yielded a goal to it. Lukaku was close to his hat trick, guys. He was close to getting that hat trick. Catellare trying to get some hold of the ball. Ederson from the midfield. Ederson has got Lookman. But yes, Ruggeri is doing too good from the left midfields. He hasn't given any chances for Di Lorenzo as well as Politano because Lookman is high up on those offensive aspects and Ruggeri is doing that job from the left midfield as well as he is blocking Politano with the likes of Kolasinac at the centre backs. Kolasinac has found Ruggeri. So yes, staying three at the defense, Atlanta has made some tactical changes where they are going for those offensive aspects. That is a good gameplay by Ruggeri again, but it is Kolasinac moving with that ball to Lookman. Lookman has got it. He is on the edge of the box. That was Pasalic trying to get that header assist from Lookman. So yes, game has opened up for both these Italian giants and they are going for those wide attacks. Kvaratskhelia on the left wings trying to get past Dimisti as well as Zappacosta is there. McTominay passes to Lukaku. Lukaku has some kind of that was a header. But Napoli got that header, but it was Karneski doing those saves. Politano was looking a bit offside over here, but then also it was a scoring opportunity which Napoli has created. So this is the second time Napoli are seen moving in the box of Atlanta in just 4 minutes of gameplay in the second half. Ruggeri, Kolasinac, that is Ederson dropping down to the defensive midfields for those build-ups. Ruggeri again, Kolasinac, Di Lorenzo with that throw, Rahmani, Gilmo. Gilmo is the man who is playing because Napoli have got Lobotka he is injured. Remani to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo has found Politano. No, that was for Lukaku, but Lukaku isn't that fast enough. Gasperini is seeming a bit agitated with those movements from Napoli, asking his players to be alert on the field. Ruggeri with that throw. I mean, D Roon is doing his job on the midfields for Atlanta, but yes, Zappacosta and Dimisti are doing too good against Kvaratskhelia. Every time Kvaratskhelia is getting those moves, they are going for those challenges against him and man marking him too good. Lukaku every time trying to get those tackles win. That is Lookman again moving to the left wing. He has moved a bit off to the center on the edge of the box. Ederson, De Ketelaere. De Ketelaere has found the likes of Pasalic in the midfield, but Pasalic gives it to Lookman wide. Both the teams are playing those counter aspects so good. Conte needs to have worry because they haven't yet scored. Still 40 minutes of gameplay plus stoppage time, but they have to get those score sheets counting before the substitutions. Politano on the right wings. Gilmo has found Oliveira. Oliveira trying to cut in back to Gilmo. Anguissa back to Gilmo. Will it be the moment which Atlanta are trying to find for that third goal, or it will be Napoli who are going for those comebacks? That is a ball win-win situation for Atlanta. They have passed it to Lookman moving to the left wings. Lookman again trying to cut in. He has found Pasalic back to Ederson. Ederson has got Zappacosta as well as De Ketelaere on the attacks. But yes, Atlanta is not looking for those wide counters. They are sticking with their three men for those speedy attacks. But the rest of the team are looking to consolidate on their defensive aspects. Ederson back to Hain, Dimisti, Diroon, back to Hain. Just look at the fluidity which Atlanta is having in their formation. I mean, this is what the Italian are the dogs, big dogs of football, because they get that fluidity where you can't expect a center back to be moving too high in the offensive aspects as well as some of the offensive attacking players moving to the defensive aspects. And Ederson, how much praise do you need about this guy? This box to box Brazilian does his job. I mean, everywhere on the field you can find Ederson on the gameplay. That is Pasalic, Catellare, but he has found Zappacosta again with that shot, but it was wide. Will that be a corner? So Atlanta are also finding those chances in the second half, and they are looking more lethal against Napoli in the second half as well. Was that a corner? It was Oliveira who got a touch to it. Oh, yes, the referee has given that for a throw. It is Lookman with that corner. He's going to take it from his right foot. That was a header chance. Ederson has got it. Again, that was a block. It is a corner. So yes, Atlanta got their first corner of this game in the second half, and it is back to back another corner for them. The defensive aspects of Oliveira is looking good, but from the sides of Rahmani as well as Di Lorenzo, they are looking a bit lacking against the likes of Lukman, Ruggeri as well as Pesalic. That is the third goal which Atlanta has gone. This game is dead. This game is finished. What? That was an offside? That goal was given offside. The flag was already up on these sidelines. Just look at it. That corner being taken by Lukman. Ketelere gets that header. Dang. This goal would have just ended. Oh, I mean, just look at that number 23. I mean, Kolasinac just got that header so good, but he was a bit offside. Kolasinac is a centre back. To remind you guys that he is from Atlanta on from the centre backs. This is what the Italian giants are so much the big dogs of football because the fluidity of their players in the formation, they can create any of those chances which can be too lethal for the opposition. Ederson, Dirun, Pasalic trying to build some type of gameplay in the midfield. Back to Hale. That is Dirun. Back to Karneshi. Hain. Kolasinac. Finding Ruggeri. No, he has given that for Lukman. But that was a good tackle from Anguissa as well as Di Lorenzo. That is Bruno Guillermo. Kvaratskhelia. McTominay is staying a bit high and he is not going for those build-ups in the midfield. Whereas Anguissa is also going for those positions inside the box to get the Atlanta players outnumbered in their own box. So Di Lorenzo has won that fourth corner for Napoli in this game. The absence of Lobotka in the squad is definitely haunting their defensive midfield aspects. That was some sort of scoring opportunity. It was Rahmani with that header. Rahmani was just near the far post and Karneshi was close to it, but yes, the ball just goes outside the nets. So both the teams are now open up in their formation, and especially to talk about Napoli, they are trying to get those early goals before the substitution. Di Lorenzo to Kvaratskhelia. I mean, it was Oliveira. Lukaku. What is Lukaku doing inside that box? Look at him again. So Karneski is doing that job. He is doing good at the keeping positions. It is Lukman again, Cataliare, as well as Pesalic staying high up. Ederson, damn, look at Ederson. He was inside the box, just dribbling away two players, but he was denied of a clean opportunity to score from there. That is a good gameplay. That was Di Lorenzo for that survival. He was dribbled past, but at the end, Rahmani got that block. So, yes, another Italian striker, Raspadori, is making his moves. And yes, Antonio Conte is making those substitutions just at the right time on the 61st minutes, where both Gilmo, the two substitutions which has been made is that both Politano as well as Gilmo have been called to the bench, as well as Raspadori and Cyril Ngonge making their appearances for their team. Can Raspadori get that goal? See, that is Gilmo down to the bench. That means that Napoli are going for those high pressing from their attacks. In place of Politano, it will be Raspadori and Ngonge will be playing for that position of Gilmo. They have got their player Lobotka who is injured. That is what the concern of Antonio Conte is there in this game. They will definitely try to make those moves. And yes, guys, those of you who are watching this stream, do give us that support of liking and subscribing and pressing the notification bells. Caspani's men are looking too solid and too concrete in their defense, and Conte's men with the likes of Lukaku is not getting those edges. But yes, Lukaku has been scoring in the Serie A. Just look at the stats. What Lukaku has done. I mean, talking about Napoli, their scoring opportunities, the stats in this game, they have got Kvaratskhelia with 5 goals and Lukaku with 4, whereas Di Lorenzo is on a scoring spree with 3 goals. So these are the three, I mean, two of the wing forwards and strikers, as well as those right back, full back finishing moments from Lorenzo has given Antonio Conte those edges in the table. But yes, Lukaku has been on the assist as well. But in this game, Lukaku is not being seen performing at that level. And talking about this table, it will be Napoli at the top of the table. But yes, Atalanta, if they get this 2 goals lead to a win at the end of this game, they will be at the second position with just 3 points behind Napoli. So these two are the top two contenders for the Serie A title, the Italian title, who is going to lift it and who will be the big dog of the Serie A this season. That is what this watch is all about. So it is the first card, Kolasinac getting it for Atlanta. But yes, these substitutions being made can give Antonio Conte those scoring opportunities. Will he get that? Ngungi as well as Raspadori being brought in just 60 minutes of the gameplay. Can they get those moments for some kind of what a good save that is from Karnashi. Atlanta has got that save, it was just getting inside the nets. But yes, Karneshi has got that save to it. Oliveira trying to find McTominay, but he has got Kvaratskhelia. No, but I am not being able to find those orchestrating as well as creative playmaking from the midfields of Napoli. They are always going for those wide midfields as well as from the wings. McTominay, Raspadori, Anguissa, Anguissa to Oliveira, Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia is trying to get past Ederson, but that is some sort of interception. That was a tackle to Ederson. Just look at Ederson, this midfield player, the box to box player. He does so good. The Brazilian nationality at this Italian club of Atalanta. I mean, he has been performing too good for the past season as well as this season. Karneski with that kick, trying to find Ketelaere. Zappacosta is denying the likes of Kvaratskhelia as well as McTominay. That is why Ngonge as well as Raspadori has been brought into the game by Antonio Conte. But they too are not being able to survive against the defensive aspects of Zappacosta. That third goal was which was given offside by VAR. I mean, Atlanta would have just nailed it if that goal would have just stood by their side. Lookman with that corner to the right post, he has found Ketelaere. No. So yes, in the second half, Napoli are doing bit good in the defensive aspects compared to their first half, but they don't have those opportunities in their defensive. That was Ketelaere trying to find the center of the box, but it is safe in the hands of Meret. Di Lorenzo to McTominay, Bono Girno, McTominay again, Raspadori, Anguissa. Anguissa has found some side of Politano dropping down in the midfields, but every time they are trying to create those midfield build-ups, they are being blocked by the Atlanta press. What a strategical input that is from Gasperini to their team. I mean, in this match, Atlanta is overshadowing the top leaders of Serie A table. That is the Diego Armando Maradona's Napoli. Kvaratskhelia moving to the left wings. Will he get Ngonge? No. Yes, he has. Ngonge is performing a bit down, but that was Pasalic to the rescue for the Atlanta. Both Dirun and Pasalic are doing their job decent. What has been told by Gasperini, they are stuck to it, and they are not going for those over ambitious build-ups. Neither they are going for those over ambitious press. Most of the press has been with the likes of Zappacosta, Catalare, Lookman, as well as Ederson going for those moves. That is Kosonu. Kosonu is that player. Just to tell me about him, he is that player who made his mark in the Bundesliga. Just look at this player. I mean, he was at Leverkusen the previous season. Odilon Kosonu talking about his stance. Just have a look at it here, guys. What is Kasanu capable of? Because in the previous season, he was at Leverkusen and he did so good. In this season, he is at Atlanta on a loan from Leverkusen, but this was the fastest Bundesliga defender. I mean, talking about Odilon Kosanu, this player has really made his mark in the centre backs of Leverkusen's previous season clinch of the Bundesliga title, where they dethroned the Rockmeister, the Rekordmeister, the Duismeister Bayern from the Bundesliga title. And yes, Kasanu is the player who had done that job too good. But yes, he has made only 4 appearances, whereas at Leverkusen, by Leverkusen, he made 102 appearances. Before Xavi Alonso, he was kept in the team, but now he is on loan at Atlanta. So, what is in store for this player? He is a good centre back, and talking about his stats, Kosano is that player who is getting those moments at the centre backs for the vast and speedy counters from Napoli, where the likes. So yes, another substitution, that is David Neres being called upon onto the squad. Kvaratskhelia and Politano have been just called off. So already 3 substitutions being made, but yes, Antonio Conte has stuck to Lukaku. So it says that Conte is in favor of Romelu Lukaku at Napoli. Talking about Romelu Lukaku from Chelsea and Roma at Inter. I mean, he was from Manchester United as well for 2 years. But yes, talking about him, he is the Anderlecht Academy from Belgium, especially known for his Chelsea movements. But this season, he has scored 4 goals and 4 assisted. That is huge and has started in these 7 of the games. But yes, talking about Antonio Conte, just look at his stats. I mean, making his mark at Atlanta, where he was from the 2009 and 10 season, he made his appearances. But yes, that was for the time being. He then went to Siena, Juventus. He was for Italy for 2 years. And at Chelsea with Lukaku, he had those combinations. He was back to Inter, then Tottenham, and now at Napoli. So Antonio Conte is that man who has got bags of experiences. But the most talk about is that of Gasperini. Just look at him. He was the first from Crotone, moving to Genoa and Inter, then Palermo, back to Genoa, and he is from 2016. He is at Atlanta. Both of the two giant experienced managers in the Serie A, one is facing each other, but yes, one is getting overpowered. That is Lookman again. Will he that? Damn, that was a left footer from Lookman. That is his weak foot, and it was just wide of the post. Is Lookman going to get his hat trick today in this epic clash of the big dogs of the Serie A? A bit of frustrations from Lookman for not getting those goals converted. So yes, Kasanu being the substitution which Gasperini has made so far in this game, but it is again which can be seen is that Ketelere is going to be substituted, and again, what is that substitution he's making? Is that Lookman going to come? So substitutions coming in for Napoli as well. So quite some sort of changes in the formation. Already 76 minutes of gameplay. So yes, what Atlanta has made is that they have got Retigui in place of Keteler as well as Samardiks in place of Lukman. Samardiks is a midfield player as well as Retigui is the attacker. So both Retigui as well as Raspadori, the both Italian strikers, are facing on each other, whereas Antonio Conte has gone for Spinazzola, the centre back who has got lots and lots of experiences on his back, as well as Giovanni Simeone is that young player who has been appointed for those attacking jobs for Napoli. Antonio Conte going for those five substitutions, whereas Gasperini has got only three substitutions. Just look at it, guys. What are the substitutions being made? These are the substitutions which both the managers Antonio Conte and Gasperini have stuck to after the 76 minutes of gameplay. Will that bring some change for Antonio Conte, or Atlanta are going to be more lethal in this game in the second half? So still that was the substitutions which has been made. Can Simone get that goal? Giovanni Simoni is the player. He is quite efficient for his striking positions. He has been from River Plate to Banfield, Genoa, Fiorentina, Cagliari, Hellas Verona. He has played in the Serie A as well as in the La Liga. Back to Napoli on loan, and from this, prior to this season, he is at Napoli doing too good. This game, this is a showdown by Gasperini against Antonio Conte. Conte, who is the leader of the Serie A, doing too good. Talking about the table of the Serie A, this is too strong, where Napoli are at the top with 25 points, whereas that of Atlanta and Inter staying at the second and third positions. But yes, Inter has got a game to play, whereas Juventus under Thiago Motta, they are on 21 points. Fiorentina are having those 50 wins, 50% wins, 5 out of 10 games. But yes, Milan as well as Lazio are on the 6th and 7th positions. Paulo Fonseca at Milan, he has to do some critical aspects. He had to do those because they are having those two losses in the previous 5 games, whereas Lazio with one loss in the previous 5 games. But yes, look at the draws, which is being critical in this table. Napoli with no wins, no draws, they are on the top. But yes, this is the loss if they concede in this game. And Atlanta with one draw will move to the second position out of their previous 2 games. Damn, that was Ngonge. He was free inside the box of Atlanta. But what a save! I mean, definitely, Kaneshi is doing those saves where he hasn't been cheaply conceding away those goals. He has made his mark in this game too good. And yes, guys, those of you who are watching the stream, do give us a like and do share and do subscribe these moments. So a total of 8 substitutions made by both the teams. 80 minutes of gameplay is over, Atlanta is looking moving forward with their build-ups, same as with Antonio Conte's man, but they are going to face their second defeat of the season. So yes, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, they have also got their defeat. The big teams, the top five leagues of the Europe, all the elite clubs have got their defeat, and it is that Antonio Conte being at the top of the Serie A also facing their second defeat of the season. Talking about Napoli, they have got the injuries of Lobotka in their squad, but yes, Scamacca as well as Calvini from Atlanta are also injured, and Scamacca is on for a huge injury gap. I mean, up to 2025 next season, he can make his mark. As well as talking about Scalvini, he is also on injury. A long time to be waiting for these two players to come back to play at Atlanta. They will have those lean period and recovery time going on, which will be the deciding factor if Gasperini tries to clinch the top of the table at the end of the season. But yes, it is a prediction which can't be made because much of happenings in the Champions League playoffs. And yes, Atlanta is playing their Champions League fixtures as well, where they are going to face Stuttgart. They had one against the likes. No, Atlanta had against Arsenal, that was a draw. They won against Shakhtar Donetsk. That was the first win of the Champions League this season. They had a draw against Arsenal. But yes, a draw against Celtic, which was supposed to get some kind of win to their aspect. But the next game they will be facing is Stuttgart. They have got young boys, which will be a comfortable win for them. And yes, they are going to face Real Madrid in the Champions League fixtures as well. After that, that is Strumgas, as well as at the Super Copa, they will be facing Inter, and Coppa Italia, they are going with Cesena. So much fixtures for Atlanta this season, and at the end of it, they will be facing Barcelona too. So Atlanta has huge fixtures coming up, and looking at the build up, this Fox Gasperini is making his team too strong for the upcoming fixtures because they have got Stuttgart, they have got young boys, Real Madrid, they had faced Arsenal, they will face Barcelona, and Barcelona under Hansi Flick is doing a good job. It will be a good watch to have these two teams playing against each other. Just look at the fixtures of Atlanta. Here are the fixtures of Atlanta. Just have a look at it. Playing from here, they lost that game against Real Madrid in the Super Cup. Atlanta played against Real Madrid in the Super Cup. They lost it. But yes, prior to that, they had a clinching win against Leverkusen where they did it so well and they won the Europa League. But yes, after that, there were some kind of stint club friendlies where they had some losses because some of the players were on leave. But after that Real Madrid defeat, they got that Serie A match against Leeds. They won it. Against Torino, they had a loss. Against Inter, they had lost it. But yes, after that, that winning strike comes up with Fiorentina, the comeback moment Against Arsenal, they got a draw. Como, they lost it. I mean, Como, which is now being managed by the likes of the Arsenal Fabregas, the player who is managing it. Como is on the table at the 15th position. That loss in the Serie A has cost Atalanta a bit of worries in the table, so they are a bit down in the Serie A table. But yes, after that they had convincing draw against Bologna, Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. They won. After that, it is all a win-win situation for Gasperini's Atlanta, and they have been performing well. And this is the game. After that, they will be facing Stuttgart, as well as they have the likes of Young Boys and the Spanish giants Los Blancos Real Madrid, as well as the likes of Barcelona and Stromgas. They will be facing on 11 December the Real Madrid, as well as on the next year on 30th January night they will be facing Barcelona. So much of talking aspects for Gasperini in the upcoming fixtures, and they qualified for the Champions League because of those Super Cup win against Leverkusen. So who is going to take away those points? Already 87 minutes of gameplay and no chances coming for Napoli, whereas Antonio Conte has not yet got any reply from their players of any scoring chances. Ruggeri is doing his job too good, but yes, Ngongi and Raspadori, who has been called up for those substitution moments, as well as Spinazzola doing those moments from the wings, and Simeone going for those attacks. Nothing is looking good for Antonio Conte in this game. But yes, Retigui, who is also facing his Italian counterpart, Retigui from Atlanta and Raspadori from Napoli, both are facing one on one against each other. So, this is the greatest of the Serie A match. The top two teams facing one on one against each other. So, the table which will be staying too high is that Atlanta will clinch to the second spot after this win. Much of expectations are that yes, Napoli will do good in the rest of their matches, because let's have a look at the fixtures what Napoli has got in store for them. They have got next Inter Milan, they are playing for the Serie A, then against Roma and Torino. These three games for Napoli will be the deciding factors. Then the Coppa Italia comes with them facing Lazio. But look at the fixtures, what Napoli has done. They have won against Bologna, Parma, Cagliari with Juventus. I mean, Thiago Motta's team, the new character build-ups of Juventus, Napoli got a draw. So yes, Napoli hasn't yet faced such of the elite dogs of the Serie A, but yes, they have performed and Conte has made those real build-ups in them. But they have to prove in the big games where they have got win against Empoli, Nice, Milan. They have got Paulo Fonesca getting that defeat. That was the moment where Antonio Conte was much on the hype, because they had defeated Paulo Fonesca's new AC Milan. And yes, now they have got Atlanta Inter, Roma, as well as Torino and Lazio. So the upcoming five fixtures of Napoli are going to decide the tables, that whether Inter Milan are going to go to the top of the fixtures or is it Atlanta getting those victories. But on the other hand, Atlanta are playing in the Champions League as well. So bit of a situation where anything can happen in the Serie A. That is the watch, that is the what concern for the fans who are having these moments, and definitely they would try to go for those moments. So yes, 4 minutes of stoppage time being added, already 90 minutes on the clock, and Atlanta are looking safe. But can Napoli get some of the goal differences shattered in the end? At least some kind of comeback for their fans to cheer about at the end of this game, because this game is being played at the Stadio Diego Armando Stadium, the home ground of Napoli. Will the fans get something to cheer about in this game, or it is all Atlanta who are going to get away those 3 points? Damn, Atlanta has scored against it is Retigui. This is the third goal, and it is Matteo Retigui who has scored. Damn, the referee is giving that a yellow card for Retigui for just removing his shirt off. How could the referee be so critical to him? That was the Diogo Forlan moment. After that, the removing of the jerseys as well as their t-shirts were given out of the rule book, and the referee has shown that yellow card to him. What is the referee doing here? This decision of the referee, where Rotigue has scored and was celebrating with his t-shirt off, the referee being Daniel Doveri giving that yellow card to Retugi at the end of the match. Atlanta winning it by 3 goals, but Retugi getting that yellow card. Such decisions, I mean, the removing of the jerseys by the players to celebrate their goal for their team, for the fans, and the referees giving that yellow card, it is bit disheartening. Just look at that shot from Retugi. What a clean box opportunity he had. He got his right foot quite straight, and it was against Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo is having a bad stint in this game, but that shot went straight in between the legs of Di Lorenzo. That was that moment which Retugi was celebrating with his t-shirt off, and this type of celebrations is outside the rule book, and the referee has to give him that yellow card. Damn. Celebrations by players removing their jerseys. I mean, after that Diogo Forlan incident, every player has to keep their jerseys on. They can't remove them for the celebrations. Atlanta winning 8 big 3-0 win. That is a huge win for them. But this is the saddening moment at the end of it, where Retigui gets that yellow card. He was just for his celebrations. Gasperini is making joke of his counterparts at the bench and the sidelines. 4 minutes of stoppage time are over, and the referee is going to blow the whistle very soon. Anytime the match is going to end. But that yellow card for Edugui, it will be a quite fan talking moment. Fans must be having those. Yes, the referee has blown the whistle, and it is Gasperini's man who has clinched their neat victory. That is all about this, and this game has ended where Napoli clinching to that position, the second position of the table. But yes, That yellow card, just look at it. I mean, just Lookman got that goal in the 10th minute. Just having a review and a recap of the whole game. Again, Lookman getting that on the 31st, whereas there were chances by Lukaku and his counterparts from Napoli to score, but they were not looking that clinical. But yes, first yellow card being shown to Atlanta's Kolasinac. There were substitutions and likes of Simeone, where Romelu Lukaku by Antonio Conte favoring him a bit was substituted late at the 76 minutes. But that substitution couldn't just provide those moments which was needed by Napoli, and at the end, that was the third goal from Mario Meteoretigui scoring with those celebrations. But yes, removing those jersey and t-shirt off their body is a offense in the rule book, and he was given that yellow card. So at the end, it is the team which wins, and at the second position of the table, it is Atlanta staying second, 3 points behind Napoli with 11 games. But as Inter are at the third, they have yet a game to play. Juventus 11, Fiorentina with 50% win are at the fifth position. So quite a disappointment for the Premier League fixtures the previous day, and yes, Antonio Conte getting that defeat. But yes, Conte hasn't yet faced much of the big dogs of the Serie A so far. But yes, he has got those wins and he has got those characters developed in the team as well. So much praises for him. And in this match, Lookman being the man of the match, playing so efficiently and scoring. This was all about the Serie A. And apart from this, there is the game ongoing between Atletico Madrid and Las Palmas. But yes, Atletico Madrid will get that convincing victory because Las Palmas are not doing that growth, and they are on the just closing points of getting relegated. So we will not be having this watch along. But yes, Tottenham facing against Aston Villa is next on the list, where Postecoglou will face Unai Emery, and this game is definitely a watch. Barcelona facing Espanyol, we will get some look to it. But yes, Manchester United and Chelsea, this is the upcoming game which we will be having a much watch to it. So yes, that was all for this stream, and the big questions of that who are the big dogs of Serie A. We will make a compiled video on Monday upcoming tomorrow of this whole watch along. So yes, do stay tuned to it, guys, because the Serie A contenders, the Italian giants, they do their job too good, and we will be getting those moments to watch where much of the players are doing too good in this season. So stay tuned to it, guys, and at the end, those of you who are watching, do give us those like, those share, as well as those subscribe moments, because this gives a huge boost to us. So yes, do stay tuned for the next watch along, which we will be doing for the Manchester United under Ruud van Nistelrooy against Chelsea, who are under Enzo Maresca. Is Manchester United need for some type of managers with the likes of Ruben Amorim coming in, or Ruud van Nistelrooy is single-handedly sufficient to take on the reins of Ineos at the Old Trafford, being his legacy? So yes, do stay tuned to this, and tata, bye bye, keep cooling.